Good morning, everybody. This is Janet here from Memory Bound, and we are coming to you live from my craft room in Texas today. 45. Yay, and welcome to everybody who's joining us. It's a rainy day here in Texas, so it's a good day to be in the craft room. And I apologize, I'm kind of breathless because I just ran downstairs to turn off something that was making a little bit of noise, so catching my breath. I have my husband here, Jay, with me as the official videographer today.
Obligatory thumb in the video.
When he retired and we moved to Texas, I'm not sure that he had this on his list of things to do, but he's doing a fine job.
We can fake it.
And the more we do it, the better he's going to get, I think. So again, thank you all for joining us. Today, we have some fun things in store for you. Yesterday, Diane did a great video about all kinds of home decor projects that you can do to get ready for the holidays. And I'm kind of continuing on that theme today. As you can see, Jay, if you want to just kind of pan over here, we have a little vignette set up here today with a Christmas tree, and I'll tell you more about that, and ornaments that I have done using old family photos. And I'm going to show you how these are made. And then the other things here are also kind of heritage themed. I've got an old cheese box filled with tags and little mini books that I've made about my own Christmas memories, and we'll talk about that in some detail. So today I want to kind of go over all of this in detail, show you how it's done, show you maybe some easy ideas that you can do for Christmas and for the holidays. I especially like decorating with heritage things at the holidays. And Jay, I think you know that I put a lot of old stuff out at the holidays.
And it's always changing. Like, I don't think we see the same stuff 2 years in a row.
That's right. I have a lot of special pieces, and I do like to rotate them through our house. Now, it remains
trees with themes.
Trees with themes, absolutely. Now, when we moved to Texas, we got rid of our big tree because it needed a little bit more. It needed some TLC, so we just decided to get a new one, and we have not yet bought a new one here. So that remains to be seen how many trees I'm going to end up with here in Texas. For right now, I brought a small one along, and then I have this one, which again I'm going to tell you about it in just a little bit. But first, I want to talk about heritage, because all of the theme for today is really heritage. Everything that I'm going to show you today comes from heritage albums that I have created over time. So Jay, let's come over to the corner, and I want to talk about heritage albums. So probably 3 years ago now, I'd have to look and see exactly when, I did a heritage series here for the store, and we did morning videos. I think we had like 6 different weeks of videos on all aspects of creating a heritage album. And so if you're feeling like, let me show you, if you're feeling like this, which is in a state of total overwhelm with all kinds of pictures, this is how I started out. Here's another picture. Just boxes and boxes of unorganized pictures and memorabilia and all of that. I am here to say that over time, I have created a whole bunch of heritage albums. These are the ones that I've made for my family, and let's see, I've got about 8 going for my own family, and now I've started on heritage albums for Jay's family. So you can, with the method that we talk about in our videos, you can go from feeling like this to having nice albums that you and your family will appreciate for years to come. And so I would suggest, if you're interested in that, go out to our blog. There is a category specifically called Heritage Albums. You can click on that, and there are many posts in it, but you scroll down till you get to the ones that say Heritage Series. And there you will find the links to each of the videos that we did, and then some additional information that I posted in the blog.
You're getting some comments from people who have seen and used your videos in the past, and they seem to like them.
Yay! Well, that is great. And please, if you make a heritage album, send an email to the store. Tell Kelly what your experience was. We want to hear about it. I love, love, love hearing about your experience working on heritage albums. And likewise, if you have questions that you run into along the way, feel free to message the store. And Kelly always is great about getting a message to me, and I can reply to you. So any help and support that you need, I would be happy to provide. So we also have the handouts, and Jay, if you want to just kind of zoom in on this. The handouts are available from the series that we did in our morning live videos. And this is lots and lots of pages of step-by-step process and even helpful links that you will find, or links that you will find helpful in your heritage journey. And this is available on our website. I believe it's $10.99 if memory serves me. And Kelly can link that if she's here. If not, you can just go out to our website, our store website, and just type in heritage and you will find it. So I just want to encourage everyone to, if you haven't yet delved into heritage albums, it's a wonderful project. Of all the scrapbooking I've done, and it's been a lot, I've done a lot of scrapbooking, heritage albums are definitely my favorite projects to have done, and the ones that I feel will leave the biggest legacy for my family. So going forward, we would like your input, and you can leave a comment, you can send an email to the store about what you would like to see from me for heritage type content. I certainly have a lot more that I can share. If you could make a comment, let us know if you would like to see more and what you would specifically find helpful, then we will use that as we kind of plan out our videos into the coming year. And let me ask Jay, are there any questions?
No, there's a lot of people just, morning greetings, and a couple people might be having some video issues on their end, but it sounds like, I hope that everybody's able to hear well.
Are you hearing us okay and
the sound
seeing
is
us?
good and everything's clear, so.
If you are having trouble with the video, you can always just go out and come back in again, and that'll usually do the trick.
Someone has mentioned that that's what they had to do,
Yeah.
and it's working fine.
Excellent. Okay.
Looks good.
Perfect. Thank you, Jay. Another housekeeping item I want to mention is for those of you who love Graphic 45 like I do, we have our kit available now, which is called Graphic 45 Merry and Bright, and it is a card kit that makes 10 cards. We're going to be officially launching this on Tuesday of next week. Kelly has the cards there in Ankeny, and she will be showing them on Tuesday, but in the meantime, the kit is out online. You can find it by searching Janet Kit, and it will pop up, or Graphic 45 Kit. It will pop up. This is a really fun Christmas card kit. If you would like to make some special cards for people on your Christmas card list, this is a kit to consider for sure. And if memory serves me, there are 3 different sizes of cards in this kit. There are A2s. There are a couple of slimline cards, because I love those. These 2 are slimlines. And then this is an A7 card. And this is one of those fun sunburst cards, which I love to do. I always save this one for the last because this is a good one for using your scraps. So if you want to see close-up pictures of the cards, you can just go out to our website, search for the kit, and there is this collage out there on the website that you can expand and look at a little bit closer. But again, Kelly will be going through the cards in detail on Tuesday. The kit is $36.99 and is available now. Any questions about that, Jay?
Doesn't seem to be it. No. Looks like there is a link to the kit maybe already.
Yay, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Okay, well, I think I want to start out by talking about this vignette in general, and then we will go over how to make the ornaments, and we'll talk about the cheese box specifically. So this is a vignette I set up just for today, but this is not unlike a vignette that I would set up in my house. In fact, I have set up this type of thing in my house before. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to create a holiday display using things that are not even necessarily holiday. So let's start out with this wood block. And I know that we carried the wood logs in the store this year. I hope that we still have some left. Mine is not the same one that we carried, but it's just about the same size. And I absolutely love decorating with them. I leave these out year round, and I just kind of swap out what I have on them. Now, for those of you of a certain age, you might remember these old tin children's dishes. This is a little teapot that was mine as a child. And so I just absolutely love putting these out. And the great thing about it is they work for year round. So here I've just got the display made with one piece like that, and then one of my ornaments, and then just a little bit of the greenery. And you know that we carry really nice greenery at the store. This is one of the greeneries that I've purchased in the past from the store. So Jay, let's talk about this tree. Funny story. I love using old things in my decorating at the holidays, but I also love to thrift things. And when I say thrift, Jay will appreciate this. This tree was free on the curb. And back in Iowa, he's probably horrified that I'm telling the story. Back in Iowa, we had a large trash collection day where people would set out items on their curb. And I think every community has those. But I always enjoyed going around and seeing what kinds of treasures I could find. Well, this tree was brand new on the curb, and it was bright pink, and it still had the tag on it. And I thought, you know, I'm going to take it home and see if I can spray paint it and make it look kind of like one of those old-fashioned feather trees. And it worked. I will not tell you how much spray paint it took to cover the pink. But I think it looks pretty good considering it was free on the curb. And what I like about this tree is that it's open enough that you can hang things like these little ornaments on them. There's plenty of room for the ornaments. Now, what I've got at the bottom of the tree is a piece of Tim Holtz fabric. And this is one of the felt fabrics, probably from a couple of years ago, but we've got a really nice selection of fabric, which I like to just use it as a kind of like a tree skirt and just wrap it around the base of the tree just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And I love that it includes a variety of colors, so it pulls in all the colors of my ornaments. So here on the tree, I've got a mix of my grandma's shiny bright ornaments, mercury glass ornaments, and then just some inexpensive red balls that I picked up somewhere. So what I like to do is start with the vintage, and then I will mix in ornaments of a different color just to kind of match my decor. And let me ask if we have any questions about that.
I'm not seeing. It's a pretty narrow viewing angle on the phone here to see them as they scroll by. There's a couple links, and
okay, all right.
People are loving your heritage and stuff. And
well, great, thank you. So one of the things that I wanted to do after I started scrapbooking my family history, I wanted to see if there was a way to incorporate those pictures that I discovered in sorting through all the boxes into some type of an ornament display that I could use at Christmas time. And I looked and looked and looked for some type of frame that I could display the pictures in, and then I realized that we had some right at the store which would work perfectly for this. And these are the Tim Holtz chipboard type frames, and we do have them in the store right now. They come in several different kind of green colors of different sizes. I think there might be 3 sizes and a few different styles, and we do have them available to purchase. Yesterday, I think Diane showed another kind of frame that were more of a cream color, and those would work as well. But I wanted to show you how easy these are to put together using those Tim Holtz frames. And I'm going to have Jay follow me around this way, and we are going to talk about how I put these together. So first of all, let me show you what the frames look like. So this is a package. I guess they're called baseboards. And you can see there are 8 to start in the package. And they are a variety of different sizes.
Let's turn them toward the light here. And then
I found that I have used the smaller ones the most for this project because they take less room on the tree. When you make a larger ornament in this size, I guess it goes this way, you'll want to put this on one of your big trees because it just takes a little bit more space and it needs room to hang nicely. If you want to look at another alternative to the Tim Holtz frames, we also have frames by 49 and Market, and there are a whole variety of 49 and Market frames available in different sizes, and I use these in my heritage albums all the time. They are thinner than the Tim Holtz baseboard frames. You can see these are quite a bit thicker chipboard. These are thinner, but once you put the backing on, they will be plenty sturdy to use for this project. So I'm going to show you how to make up one of each, and then I think you'll be off and running. So let me set this down. Let me grab a couple of my ornaments, Jay, if I could. So the gist of how I did these ornaments was I wanted to keep them all pretty neutral, and that's why I love the green color for them. And I wanted to add something festive to each one. So I typically would use a poinsettia or another small flower and some type of holiday greenery. And some is glittered, some is not. I just used a variety of different things. They don't all completely match, but I wanted them to all have a similar kind of look and feel. So I kept the colors neutral because a lot of times I like to decorate in more of the woodland colors and that type of thing. And if I keep the colors neutral, then I can add in a pop of red, and it gives me more options. So here, again, holiday greenery, but with smaller little flowers than a poinsettia. And I also decided I would go ahead and put the names of the people on the ornaments in case these get passed on to future generations and they would like to know who these people are. So let me show you how I came up with, the idea I came up with for putting these together. And Jay, I don't know if you can kind of come in around.
I've got a sideways view that works pretty well.
Okay, well we'll just go with it.
Want me to come around the back here?
No, I think it's good. Let us know if you can't see. If it looks good, let us know. So to start with, I used the pictures that were from my heritage album, and let me just grab one here to show you. This is a page that I completed from my heritage album with my 4th great grandparents, and this is a picture that I discovered going through all those boxes, and I didn't even really know who these people were, but doing research I figured out who they are and how I'm related. So they're my 4th great grandparents, and I realized that I do not have them on the tree in my ornaments yet. So I thought I would just put this together with you today. So I had scanned a small wallet size picture and blew it up to create this size picture for my scrapbook page. Okay. But for ornament purposes, I just simply looked at the size of the opening, and then I sized my picture down to fit behind it. The other thing that I did is I just printed on regular natural cardstock because I didn't want a shiny look. I wanted more of a matte finish. So I just printed it on regular cardstock, and I've got a link to that on today's calendar. You can easily find that on our website. And I also printed it in grayscale. So this one is printed in sepia because that's the way the original picture looked, and I wanted to keep it that way. This one I printed in grayscale just to match more the kind of overall look and feel of the pictures that I had. So change the color to grayscale, print it on cardstock, and then what I will do then is attach it to the back of the frame. So, and I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue to do that. Just put a little bit on the back side. And I would be doing this a little more carefully if this were real life. And I'm just going to set the frame down on top of it.
And you also wouldn't have a camera in your face.
I wouldn't. Kind of nice having Jay in my craft room though. That doesn't happen too often.
I could play my drums.
Yeah. His drum room, you guys, is right next to me. So he's like my noisy neighbor down the hall. So once we have that in place, I think that looks good. What I wanted to do on the back side was finish the back so that however it was hanging on the tree, it would be covered. So what I've done for today is I just simply...
There's a link to your glue press.
Oh, excellent. The
Do you
glue
need to
press,
talk about that?
yeah, let's talk about the glue press. The glue press is a great little tool for easily applying liquid glue without having to squeeze too hard. And my husband will attest to this. I have a little problem with leaving the lids off things. Would you say that that's true, Jay?
Foods, yeah, toothpaste.
Yeah, I'm really awful about that. So the glue press is a great little tool for me. And it allows me to not clog up my glue like I always used to. So I cut a piece of black cardstock the same size as the frame. Now I have a few little corners. I have 2 little corners at the top here that are showing. So I'm just going to cut off where those show. And then for my embellishments, what I have done is just used a variety of Tim Holtz type embellishments, like the little tickets and stuff that he has in his ephemera pack. I sorted through them and I have just a huge stash, and I just pulled out the ones that were more of a neutral color. Let me grab another one, Jay, if I could. There's another one here somewhere. Let me grab it around here. They are not all Christmas themed. So they are just mainly ones that match my color scheme. And here's another one. And here's another one. So I just went through and pulled out the ones that were kind of in the neutral color family or kind of greens. And I thought they would match really nicely the frames. So here for today, I just picked out a couple. I glued them together just so that it would be a little bit faster. And I'm going to add those to the corner of this frame. And again, I'm just using my glue press, which is a wonderful thing. Just going to add that here. And then I printed out the names of these folks, again, my 4th great-grandparents. And then I put a little piece of the adhesive strip. And these are the dimensional adhesive strips that we have that are skinny. And I can't remember which of the gals used these lately or recently, and I realized, hey, I didn't have any, so I just ordered some, and they are fabulous. So now I can pop that up, put that across the bottom of the frame, and it just stands out a little bit more. Now for the flower, I used one of my older poinsettia dies and then a smaller one in the center, and then I just added an enamel dot here. And I'm just going to pop this up and put it right here.
There's a link to the clipboard frames.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Chipboard frames from 49 in Market.
Yes, and then these ones that I'm using right now are from Tim Holtz. They're called baseboards. I'm going to show you another one from 49 in Market in just a second. So now, I always like to mix my greenery, so I die cut a leaf and then a smaller leaf sprig, and I glued them together just for expediency today. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back side, and I'm just going to slip that underneath this and attach it to the frame. So that's very, very simple to do, and the front of the frame is decorated.
Okay.
So isn't that easy? And I just think it makes a really meaningful kind of decoration. Now you could leave it like this and just display it on an easel, but if you want to make it into an ornament, there is another step that you will need to do. And here's where you can use your imagination. Now you will need some type of floss or twine or ribbon to attach your ornament or attach your hanger. So here you can see I used, it's like a craft floss that I had in my stash, and this is kind of a cream color, but you can use any type of thin twine. And I attached it to the back side of my black cover, and then I covered the two tails with a circle of the same color of black cardstock. You could sandwich the twine in between the photo and the black cardstock and totally skip this part, but I felt like it was less lumpy if I did it this way. So I'll show you how I did it. So first thing that I did is I decided how much twine I needed, and I would say that's probably 8 inches or so, and I folded it in half, and then I slid the bead on first. So I slid the bead on both plies, so it goes through both plies, so you can see the bead is hooked on like that.
So it moves? The
bead moves. We don't want it to move indefinitely, but for now we've got it loose. So I'm just going to lay this on here, and then I'm going to grab some of my score tape.
You're doing a good job of working around this canvas right in the middle of everywhere you want
I
to
don't
reach.
usually have Jay right here in front of me, but what you can do is then just put a little bit of score tape or liquid glue on here to secure it. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to try a different method. I thought it would be a good experiment to try this. This is our famous toilet paper adhesive, and I think Kelly can probably link to it. We call it toilet paper adhesive for obvious reasons.
Someone's asking where you get your beads.
Oh, the beads. I just found them online. I just went on Amazon and I found them. And what you want to look for if you're looking for a bead is one that has a fairly decent size hole. These are pretty small.
Should we get close here?
Yeah, I would say they're maybe about 1/4 inch.
Let's look at the bowl.
Yeah. I have a variety of beads here in my bowl. Now I have to tell you a funny story. When I first made these ornaments, I used these beads, which were from my daughter's childhood beads. And I thought, oh, how fun it would be to use them. And they started out green, but after a season of hanging on our Christmas tree, they changed to blue. So the color, for whatever reason, they were cheap, inexpensive beads. The color totally changed.
And that didn't match your theme.
Didn't match my theme. Didn't match my frame. So the beads had to go.
Had to all be redone.
Yeah. Well, all I had to do was slip the bead off. I got new beads, which you see right now, and slid them back on. So problem was solved.
We have a link for the toilet paper adhesive.
Yes. So Jay, you probably understand why it's called toilet paper adhesive.
Now, is that over or is it under?
Well, I think it goes actually this way. So to use this, what I did was I just simply laid a piece of black cardstock on top of the toilet paper adhesive, and then I just cut it so that the whole back side of my cardstock piece here is covered in this adhesive. And it has a backing on it so that when you're ready to use it, you just peel off the backing. So it's very handy. So if you are die cutting something really small, it's nice to have this in place before you run it through your die cutting machine. So I decided that for today, I would see if we could punch through this with the toilet paper adhesive in place, and sure enough, you can. So now with this, you've already got the adhesive on the back. All you have to do is pull it off and it's ready to go. So now I've got my tails over here.
Let's zoom in for the action.
Zoom in for the action, right? So I got my tails here.
Do you spread those out, or what do you do?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I could tape these down. That would probably be easier. But I think I can just grab it with this. And that just covers the tails. And now we've got our hanger ready to go.
Let's turn toward the light here.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So now it is ready to go.
Toward everything toward. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so it's ready to go. So how easy it is to make these ornaments. So I just want to encourage you, if you've got heritage photos, this is a great way to use them and get them out. Get them out of your albums or get them out of the boxes and use them during the holidays. It's a nice time to remember family. And you don't even necessarily need to use them for heritage. You can use them for more current photos. Now, Jay, I do want to do one more thing while we're back here. And I want to show you a different color scheme and a totally different way to make this up. So here I have a picture of my mom and her sister. And this is one of the 49 in market frames. And I mentioned before, they're kind of a two-part situation. You've got the frame and then you've got this backing. The package has a variety of different sizes and the backings match up to the frame size. I've used all of my smaller ones in my heritage albums, but I do have some of the larger ones left. So I wanted to show you kind of how this works. So like before, I printed out a picture the same size as the opening, and I just printed it again on natural cardstock. So I'm just going to adhere that. And this time I think I'm going to use my tape runner just because it's so darn easy. And I am using the Mono Air permanent adhesive. It is, however, a dot adhesive. So if you have that adhesive somewhere where you don't want it, you can actually rub it away, which is like my favorite feature. Kelly kind of got me onto this, and I absolutely love it. So this is a picture of my mom and her sister, and then I'm going to add the frame right over the top of it. And you could do it the other way. I mean, I could have put the frame on, the picture on the back of the frame. That might have made more sense. But just for quickness today, I'm just adding a little bit of tape adhesive. So I might end up kind of moving some stuff around after we're done today. So then, once we have this done, then we can just go ahead and add our decorations to our frame. Now what I was thinking with this one is adding a little more color. So I went through my stash of Tim Holtz stuff and I picked out things that were a little brighter in color. And this little cowboy reminded me of my mom and Aunt Carol. They loved Gene Autry. If you were of a certain age, you probably remember who Gene Autry was. And they had a lot of Gene Autry things in their childhood.
Wasn't he from around here?
He was.
Didn't we just go by his,
like
a childhood home or something like that?
I think he was from a small town here in North Texas or even Oklahoma.
I think we drove through.
Yeah. So this is a piece of Tim Holtz holly that I thought matched that ephemera really nicely. And I'm just loosely tacking this down because I might want to make some adjustments after we're done today.
Someone said these would make great gifts.
Wouldn't they be fun? Yeah. And then I found this little ticket I thought would be really cute too. And again, what I did is I took the this little cowboy piece first, and then I tried to just match up the colors in it using my what I had in my stash. Then I've got their names. So again, I thought we'd put the names on here too, so that people know who these little girls are.
Everything's kind of showing at an angle today because I have to be mobile, so it's not as straight on as you normally do.
Well, you're doing great, Jay.
Yeah, but it's because you're getting around so much.
I do. I'm getting around my table here. So up in the upper corner, I grabbed a couple more things just to pull in that color, the same color from down here. I grabbed a couple of older stars. These are probably, I want to say these are October Afternoon, if you guys remember October Afternoon. My favorite company, and Kelly will have to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think our favorite designer, Steve Duncan, used to be a designer for October Afternoon.
I think I've heard about 4 favorite companies now.
Yeah, we have a lot of them. So I thought it would be great to pull in some of the red and the green from down here to the upper part, and then see, I'm going to move this star up just a little bit, and then here's another little piece of ephemera. And you've got this one ready to go as well. And I would hang the same type of ornament loop on the back side like we did before. The advantage of these is that they're quite a bit lighter weight-wise than the heavier Tim Holtz ones. So
I keep these. Let's keep them.
This way?
Do tilt, yeah.
Okay.
So we have the light on them.
So these are a little bit more lightweight. And like I said, they do come in a variety of different sizes. When you buy the package, there are several different sizes in the package. This one just happens to be one that I had left. But I think that would be so cute on an easel, or just as part of a vignette like we had today. So any questions about making these ornaments? It's a really fun project, you guys, and I think one that you will enjoy pulling out from year to year to add to your Christmas displays.
So people are commenting they have plenty of October stash of their own.
October Afternoon, I love
Yeah.
October Afternoon. Can't help myself. It's just has always been one of my favorite companies, and I think that's why I'm drawn to Steve Duncan and his artwork, because he was a designer for that company. So I think now I'm going to come back around and we're going to talk a little bit more about the vignette, and I want to go through the cheese box with you guys. So I like to, in my holiday decorating, use a variety of old things. And like I said, it doesn't matter where I find them. A lot of them are my own family things, but some of them are not. Like this old thermos. I use this periodically throughout the year. Anytime there's a holiday with red, I pull out my thermos. So this will come out for Valentine's Day. It can come out for the 4th of July, anything with red. This is an old thermos that I picked up at a Goodwill. So thermoses are a great way to decorate. This is a lunchbox. I picked this up at a garage sale. And it is not my lunchbox, but I love it. And it's got like the old artwork on the inside. I mean, there's so many things that you could do with this lunchbox. But what I really liked about it was the plaid. So I have had this for a few years now, and I bring it out for a lot of the holidays. I want to make sure I don't knock everything over here. Okay. So I also wanted to show you guys this. This is old berries that I've had forever. And yesterday we talked about Diane's glitter mix. I covered, just yesterday after her demo, I decided to glitter up these berries to show you what a difference it makes when they are glittered versus plain. This is what they look like without the glitter. This is what they look like with Diane's glitter mix. And her glitter mix is a combination of diamond dust glitter and clear rock candy. And what I did is I just smeared my Nouveau glue around the berry with my finger, sprinkled it with the glue, and I just set it aside to dry. But look at what a difference it makes, and I think it just kind of gives these berries a new life. So thanks to Diane for her fabulous glitter mix. So okay, I want to talk about this cheese box situation. And Jay, just give me a second while I set these other things aside. Jay probably has some memories about that cheese box. When his mom moved a couple of years ago to a care facility, we were faced with cleaning out her house. And so we had to go through all the contents of her house to sort through what we had. Like if you've lost a parent or needed to move a parent into assisted living or something like that, I'm sure you've gone through that situation too. It can be very overwhelming. So a couple of things that we found in the process of going through her boxes were, we found these red deer. And they're red velvet deer. And I think they're so cute. Now, Jay and his sister did not have any special affection for them, but they did remember the red velvet deer. Can you see them okay, Jay?
Yeah. I'm trying to move this light around because I think it might be getting a little too intense sometimes.
Okay. So there's three red velvet deer, and these belong to Jay's grandma, but they were at his mom and dad's house for the entire time that he was growing up. And I just thought they were so cute. I brought them home and I thought, well, you know, it would be really fun to decorate with them.
They're kind of losing their fuzz over the decades.
They're sort of velvet, I think.
It's like velvet on plastic.
But you just can't beat the nostalgia of something like this. And what's even more fun is that we brought these deer home, and then a year and a half later, we moved to Texas, and the house that we ended up buying is on Red Deer Lane, which I think is really cool. And it must have been meant to be. And I always thought it was really funny because my husband and I only have one daughter, so it's just the three of us, and there were 3 deer as well, and we ended up on Red Deer Lane.
Which one are you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. The two little ones are the same, so
You
I'm probably.
You must be the big one.
No, I think that's you.
You're in charge. You're in charge.
So anyway, I'm going to set
my.
my deer aside, but I absolutely loved giving them a new home. And so then the cheese box. One day we were up in the attic of the garage cleaning out all the stuff that his dad had stored up there. And like under a pile of insulation was this old cheese box. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And of course, you know, I had to rescue it and send it down from the attic. And
It didn't look like that when you found it.
it did not. It was really dirty. And
Did you even read the
it was covered
writing
with kind
very
of like
much?
I don't know if it was motor oil or what, but
Something like that, yeah.
it was really bad. So it took a little bit of cleaning up to do. But as soon as I brought it home, I knew what I wanted to do with it. I thought I wanted to do some type of home decor type display for Christmas. I thought it would just be really cute, but I wasn't quite sure how to set it up. And I remember bringing it over to the store and talking to Diane about it, because at the time I was thinking if I put tags in it, I would want to make it go, I would put my tags in it lengthwise. And Diane gave me the idea to set it up this way and put the tags in part of it and then put greenery in the other part. As soon as she said that, I thought, that is what I'm going to do. So I wanted to show you guys how I constructed this. If you have a cheese box or something similar, like an old vintage drawer or something like that, you can use the same idea. Now this is a project that I have shown before, and it is on our blog. It may not look quite the same because I'm always changing things up a little bit, but I do want to show you how easy it is to create. So first, to do that, I'm going to take it apart. So
You want me to just leave this kind of stationary like that?
Just leave it for the time being, and then we're going to go around to the back side. So here, in the side of this, I've just got a piece of greenery, or a couple of pieces of greenery, and a couple of ornaments. I'm just going to set those to the side. And then here, on this side, I've just got a stack of tags. And I'm going to go through these so you can see what is in the tags and how I made the tags. We'll just talk about those quickly in a little bit. But what I really wanted you to see was this centerpiece.
Good.
So the thing that I wanted to do with the cheese box is I wanted to create a separation in the middle so that my tags would not fall over to the other side. So I just took a piece of paper. Let's see if I can take this out. This is a piece of chipboard in here, and I just cut it so that it would fit the height of the box. It's just the same height and the width of the box. And then I covered each side with kind of a vintage look paper. And then I cut 2 additional pieces of paper to fill it up. And so now what you do is you just put this in here, and this can move around, and you've created a divider that can keep, if you have tags or you want to do like little other kinds of decor or another type of project and put it over here, it doesn't flop over into the other side. And the other thing that I did is I created cut a smaller piece then to fit over each end and cover up those cut ends. So now it just really looks like a continuous piece. Did you know that was in there, Jay?
No.
Yeah, clever, huh? And then I covered the ends with some Tim Holtz paper, because the ends of this box were, I think they'd been written on with a grease pen and they were really bad. But I do love this pine tree paper. This is from one of his baseboard pack from a couple of years ago. And so let's go back and look at what is in the box. Jay, if you want to come around to this side.
I'll work my way there.
Lost my microphone. So let me show you some of the stuff that I put, or some of the products I used to create.
We have an evolving setup here.
We do. So for this tag project, I wanted to create a variety of different tags of different sizes. So I used my handy dandy Tim Holtz tag die, and this is a great set. And I cut tags from all of the sizes to include in this. And from a storage standpoint, these are the Lawn Fawn magnetic sheets, and I store them in the Avery L pockets. And I think Kelly can link those, but this is how I store my dies. Just keeps them nice and tidy, and I can label them and that sort of thing. So that's one die that I used for a lot of my pieces. I used Tim Holtz Backdrops paper. This is not the paper that I used. I used one that was maybe a year older, but you can see there's so many different patterns, and they're double-sided, and they work great for this project. I also used the stickers, and I know Diane mentioned the sticker books. This is last year's sticker books. They are amazing. They give you all these text pieces. I've used these on cards a lot. They give you borders. I especially love these punch label type things. They're perfect. And these are nice to have as a companion to Tim's papers. So Diane's glitter mix, got it mixed up here. I used some little clips, that kind of thing. So I thought I would just take everyone through.
Someone is asking if there will be photos of these.
Yes,
or should they take pictures?
No, I will put more detailed pictures on the blog. And there is a blog post out there now. I'm not sure how many pictures we have in it of the details, but I'll make sure that I add that to today's post. So excuse me, Jay, let me grab my cheese box. I'm going to start with the back tag, because when I've made a project like this, I think it's easiest to put the largest thing to the back. And that way it kind of holds everything standing up. So I cut a really big tag for the back side, just to make kind of a backing for my project. Now this project, the theme of this project is my own childhood. So I went through all of my heritage pictures, and I picked out my pictures of me at Christmas time and my own childhood memories. And on this back one, I wrote the story of one of my special Christmas memories, which was going to my grandma's house and spending time with my cousins on Christmas Eve. So we would do the same thing every year. I think that particular gathering was one that persisted for maybe 50 years, something like that. And so my memories of that are very, very special. So I wrote the story about that. On the front, here's a picture of me and my cousins. And then I just used a variety of Tim Holtz ephemera, greenery, and then ribbon for this tag.
I guess there's a link to the Tim Holtz Christmas ideology.
Great, yes, that is exactly the kind of thing that I used just from a previous year. So then this tag is another one that continues with some of the Christmas kind of memories. This is me as a little girl. I was in the newspaper for the weather report in February.
You didn't give a weather report today.
Oh, I forgot to give the weather report. Okay, it's what, 60-some degrees here in Texas.
65.
And we had...
And 47 back in Iowa.
We had a lot of rain overnight. But here, obviously, this was very cold, and I had my ears covered from the cold.
Looks just like you.
It does, except I don't wear that kind of hat. So again, I used some wintertime pictures. This is one I found on the internet of downtown Des Moines, which is the area that I grew up. So in addition to tags, I made a few little booklets as well. And this is simply a piece of paper that I cut and folded, and then I just added a little waterfall to the side. Again, just using the Tim Holtz papers.
Open real wide so we, there.
Using the Tim Holtz papers, and then again, some pictures of me on various Christmases, me and my dad, and so forth. And then just these little things can pull out. So this is just a simple little, it's like a folio with a little waterfall. And Diane showed you yesterday a waterfall that she used in her booklet, her album. An easy way to add a little more space. Okay, here is probably the ugliest snow woman that's ever been made. This is me in high school.
Did you make that?
I did. That was one of my creations.
With help?
No, I probably did it on my own.
That might be worthy of a zoom in. Hold on here.
It's kind of scary looking, actually.
Should have put it up for Halloween.
Yeah,
last week.
I know. So, but this one is just, again, just a Tim Holtz paper or journal card with the picture added, and then I added one of Tim's little clips to the top. And this is one of those stickers from Tim's sticker book. So I also made just a variety of pockets too. So this is just a piece of paper that's folded, and then I just used my circle punch to notch out a little thumb notch, and then I just added a few little doodads to the pocket. And one thing that I've learned, I would say from Katie mostly, is it's nice to have a variety of sizes in your pocket. So this is just a Tim Holtz piece. I put the largest one to the back, and then I put a medium size one with me and that same Santa, and then a shorter one in the front. So that kind of gives you a staggered look, and it's a nice way to fill your box. Again, just a simple little pocket, nothing fancy there. And here is a tag that doesn't specifically have a memory on it. It's just a tag that I made with some Tim Holtz ephemera and a die cut poinsettia. Just again, something fun to fill the box. And the ribbon that I've been using, what I've tried to do is choose a ribbon that's a little stiffer to go through the hole. And then I added on a little bit of our grid ribbon and then tied around it with a piece of seam binding ribbon. I found over time that you want to put your stiffest ribbon through the tag hole, because that's the one that's going to stand up, and you don't want your ribbon flopping over, do you, Jay?
I hate floppy ribbon.
I know, it's a problem. Here's another little pocket, kind of similar to the one that I just showed you, but again, just folded paper, added some Tim Holtz ephemera to it. And then this one, I shared some memories of how our family would do Christmas morning. Santa's presents were always wrapped in white tissue paper, so I wrote that out, and then I wrote out some of my memorable gifts that I received as a child, some of which I still have, Jay.
I know right where they are.
Some traveled all the way to Texas, yes.
On the shelf.
Yes. So some of those things are special and have always been special, and I've hung on to them. So I thought it would be fun to write those memories. And I might add that these are pictures that I have not yet scrapbooked. So I thought it would be really important to find a way to preserve them and then to enjoy them. And here I am again at Christmas, a long time ago. And so that goes in next. And then here is a little flashcard from Tim Holtz. So again, just 3 different sizes of things tucked into that pocket. That gives you some variety and sticks out of the pocket. So again, biggest thing in the back, and then it gets a little bit smaller as it goes. Here's
tilt just a little bit for better lighting. There we go.
This is just another tag, nothing, no memory on this one, but just made with some of the Tim Holtz papers and ephemera. Again, just to kind of break up all the other things. This one too is just a tag made with Tim's paper and die cut from his die cut set, and I just again added a variety of ephemera and stickers to this, and I just love these little clips. If you don't want to use ribbon or you want an alternative to ribbon, those are really fun. So this is just another little booklet here that I decided to create, and it ties shut. If I can open it. There we go. And it does have pages in it. So I don't know if you all can see here, but I stacked up several pages and I poked a hole through with a darning needle, and then I ran twine through the center of the pages, and here you can see it. So I hooked all those pieces together, pages together with twine, and then I added a bigger cover over the top so that you wouldn't see the twine on the outside. So just an easy way to make a little booklet. And then in the booklet, I wanted to spend some time about with my memories about Christmas foods, special foods that we ate, that my grandma was really known for making. And then I wanted to talk also about my Shiny Bright ornament collection that belonged to my other grandma. And then how I decorate for Christmas and the kinds of things that I like to get out. Like these are my grandma's elves that I get out every single year. This is my grandma's teddy bear. He's very old, and he comes out once a year as well. So these are just some of my special Christmas memories. This ties shut and fits in the box. Any questions that we're getting, Jay?
No, you're getting some links put up though. So
Excellent, great.
for clips and things. And
Wonderful. I also did, out on today's calendar on our website, you can find a complete list of the things that I used for this project.
Also, there's a suggestion about if you like vintage, the Simple Stories Yuletide collection is perfect, and there's a link for that.
Oh, excellent. Yes, that is absolutely one of my favorites, for sure. This is another pocket, again, just sealed on the sides with score tape. And then I was influenced by Diane here to add a loop pin with a couple of buttons around the bottom. And that is just such a fun way to dress up a simple tag. This one I thought I would document our family's our menu that we had every Christmas Eve. We enjoyed chili and oyster soup, neither of which I would eat growing up.
I think 2 or 3 people out of 30 would eat the...
Nobody liked that. Tell us, did anybody else have chili and oyster soup as their Christmas Eve menu? As a child, I thought it was the worst thing ever. I did enjoy the black olives.
The chili was popular.
Well, yes, but as a kid, I did not eat that at all. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to document the menu. And this is my cousins and I on Christmas Eve when we were a little bit older, enjoying that same menu. It was the same every year, never changed at all. So these 3 things just slip into the pocket. I especially wanted to include the picture of the Santa with his sleigh, as one of our memories was watching for Santa to come out or come through the sky, and we would look out the bedroom window to see him. And then we would run home and go to bed. And here's another pocket, and this one I did make with one of the envelope dies. And this is from Tim's Postal collection of dies. It's a wonderful one. I use it a lot. It's got a great envelope included in it, and it's that envelope that I used here to create this little envelope. So I cut it out of Tim's paper, and I just think that is so cute, cut from that holly paper. And then I wrapped a band around it and added another piece of ephemera to the front. 2 little enamel dots on the side. So then to go in the envelope, I chose things that were different heights. So we've got that cut apart. Here's just a little tag. There's a picture again of my family on Christmas Eve. And then a picture of my cousin and I also on Christmas Eve. So those are really special memories to me, and it's so much fun to be able to get these out. And even if you haven't done your heritage scrapbooking, You may have pictures of yourself through the years or your kids through the years on Christmas, and I think this would just be a really meaningful project to do. You don't have to have a cheese box to do it. And then to end, I just have another tag that I used, one of Tim's stencils on the front and one of his deer, and again, a loop pin. These little pine cones are charms that I picked up somewhere along the trail and just hung them on the loop pin. So, and that just completes the cheese box on the front. And so then just to finish it up, I would add my greenery back in. Excuse me, Jay, let me grab that. And it,
while you're getting that, so for the comments, there are people who are having chili and oysters too.
No kidding.
Some people don't like them, either one of them. Some just like one. And there's apparently some Scandinavians out there because someone always had to have lutefisk.
Oh, yes, yes.
Not fragrant.
No, you would not have enjoyed that, Jay.
Would you?
No, not at all. Like I said, I think the only thing I ate at Christmas Eve was olives and cookies. That's probably it. Right. So I've just got a couple pieces of greenery, and these are pieces that I bought from Memory Bound a few years back, and I just scrunched up the bottom and basically poked it in the space over at the side. I felt like it needed a little bit more, so I just put it in here. And so you can see it's not permanently hooked in there because I want to reserve the option to change this at some point. So I've got a couple of ornaments. Just set those down in here, like so.
It's magic.
And there it is. And it's all ready to go. And then I'll just work with the tags. Let's come around here to the front, Jay. It's a little more straight on. And now you've got yourself a very special display for Christmas that uses your own memories and pulls in some vintage items, and I think you will find very meaningful. So if you make something like this, or if you're inspired to make this, or if you're inspired to make ornaments, do let us know. Show us what you make. We would love to see and share with our crafty community.
I think Kelly is suggesting that if you don't have vintage photos, you can just use new current ones.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm not showing it today, but I do have a set of the Tim Holtz chipboard frames that I have decorated using current family photos as well. So I've had both. I've had trees decorated with heritage photos, and I've had my tree decorated with current family photos, which include my daughter and her husband and Jay's parents and our cats, our dogs, and all of that are also included on a different tree. So before we close today, let me just mention again the Graphic 45 card set, and let me grab my pictures again of that. If you would like to make handmade Christmas cards, some special ones, we do have the Graphic 45 Merry and Bright card kit available now. Can you see that okay, Jay?
Yes, for real, steady.
And this is a card kit that makes 10 cards, and it is $36.99. It is available on our website. If you just search Graphic 45 Kit or my name with the word kit, you will find it. And we do have the cards at the store in Ankeny. If you would like to stop in and see them, they are available for you to look at. And Kelly will be launching this officially on Tuesday, but since we do have it available now, we wanted to let you know in case you want to get a jump start on your holiday card making. So let me ask if we have any other questions before we go.
Let's see. They're very small on this phone.
We understand. We do.
Thank you for the inspiration. More Christmas traditions. So someone's asking, are there card inserts?
For these? Absolutely.
Yeah, and then is there a prep class this afternoon?
Okay, let me answer all those questions.
Okay.
Our Graphic 45 card kit and all of our card kits, or at least all of my card kits and most of our other card kits at the store, include inserts, and those are inserts that I make to fit them custom. I always try to match up the fonts and all of that so that they fit the look and feel of the card. And so you can purchase extra inserts as well if you'd like to make more cards. So the answer to that question is yes. Second question, in regards to Merry Makers.
She answered that the next ones are on Monday.
Yes. If you're in our Merrymakers group, which is a private group for our crafty community who's participating in our Merrymakers Holiday Craft Weekend, we have another instructor video on Monday. I believe it's at 1 o'clock. So, but no videos this afternoon. You have the whole afternoon available to do some crafting. I know Jay and I are going out to try to find a Christmas tree because we got rid of our big Christmas tree. And clearly I need a Christmas tree. Wouldn't you say?
We got one.
So that's my plan for the afternoon. And I hope you all have a great crafty weekend. And we will be back on Monday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time.